These creepers do not want to leave their area. As you can see, I am in adventure mode and they're not even bothered by me until I enter this area. And when I exit, they're not going to follow me out. Even if they wanted to, they can't. This can be used for many things. For example, keeping villagers in their place. At the moment, I use a system where I just teleport the villager back to its original location, but now that I have this new mob barrier, I don't have to do that because I can trust that this guy will remain put. So, this also has some other functions as well. For example, I can walk through right now as usual. However, I can be blacklisted from this. So if I go scoreboard players tag @p add blacklist, then you will find that I am not allowed to go through here anymore. So it can be a way of banning players from certain areas or allowing players to go into certain areas. So when I remove that blacklist tag, I should be allowed to go back in again. This has another feature as well in that you can make projectiles pass through or not if you wanted to. However, if you do allow projectiles to go through, then you might have a few glitches. However, this can be a feature that you might enjoy. For example, if you want players to not be hit by certain projectiles, and this applies to thrown potions as well. So if I just get myself a splash potion, as you can see, it will not be able to pass the barrier, which can also be a good thing, and it might be a limitation depending on what you want as well. So, you guys have probably guessed it already, but they're barriers, and whenever a whitelisted player goes near it, the barriers disappear. So this isn't 100% reliable, because if I were to just stand here, I can allow mobs and people to get through, as you can see there, which is a problem. So the best solution to this is if the mob touches the barrier, then they're teleported back to a location. However, that can be a little bit complicated, but I am going to show you the system very briefly. This is not foolproof, but it is a nice and simple way to keep mobs into one position, or maybe you just want the mobs to stay in a position until the player enters the area. It's very customizable. So let's just take a look at the system. You can download this as a map mechanic, as a schematic. So if I flick this lever, it activates the machine, and you get a mob barrier. It's just defaulted to mobs at the moment. So what happens is that all boundaries are given the barrier tag. Now that tag gets removed if the player with the tag of not blacklist is within 2 blocks of that boundary there. In conclusion, if the boundary does not have the barrier tag and it finds a barrier, then it will get rid of the barriers that are there. If it does have the barrier tag, i.e. no whitelisted players are nearby, then it will fill the area with barriers. Now this also has some other functionality as well, in that I can place blocks here, and those blocks will not be affected by the barrier as well. And by default, the barrier is actually 6 blocks tall, but you can also change that with the fill commands here as well if need be. Usage is extremely simple. All you have to do is make sure this lever is flicked, and then just place the mob barriers in the locations that you want to occur, and then you just place the mob that you want inside, and there you go, he is encased. And your version, the armor stands, will be invisible, so don't worry about that too much. And of course, if you want to remove the barriers, all you have to do is go kill @E, tag equals barrier, and then it will remove the barriers, but the barrier blocks will be left behind, so you will have to remove those yourself, just for now until I update this machine. So in order to install this to your world, please check the jump pads video in order to find out how to put the file into your structures folder, and then you just got to go give @p structure_block, and then you place that on the ground, and then you just go load mob barrier like so. Then you click load again, and then load again, and it should be installed into your world like so. Thank you all very much for watching this map mechanic. And of course, a very warm thank you to the patrons at Patreon who are in this Discord chat privately with me. I will call out who is pledging this month: Mr. DemonN, EJ Monkey, Kyle, Patrick, It's Gersate, Corp, and mblohr. Thank you guys so much for your donations, and I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Map Mechanics. See you in the next one. Bye.